Hello, my name is Katie Knox, and this is my presentation on the human digestion and nutrition. In this presentation, I am going to show the structure of the human digestive system while explaining the mechanical and enzymatic functions of each organ. I will also be looking at the histology of the stomach, duodenum, and ileum. Also, the main function of the liver during digestion. I will look at the 7 requirements for a balanced diet in humans, including their roles, and I will describe the effects of dietary imbalances. Finally, I will describe the current daily dietary recommendations which are thought to prevent diseases. The digestive system is made up of many different organs. It starts at the mouth and ends at the anus. This is called the alimentary canal. The different organs are the mouth. This is where food enters. Teeth are used to break up food into smaller bits. Saliva glands secrete saliva to moisten and break into smaller pieces, easier for swallowing. The tongue is for taste and also pushes the mushed food towards the pharynx. The pharynx are muscles which move the food towards the esophagus and not down into your lungs. The esophagus is made up of lower and upper sphincters, all made of muscle, which constricts and relaxes to move food down to the stomach. This is a process called peristalsis. The stomach is a chamber which is filled with the gastric acid which digests proteins. The spleen is used to break down used or spent erythrocytes. The liver is where the synthesis of proteins happen. It also produces biochemicals or enzymes needed for digestion. The liver also regulates the body metabolism and stores nutrients. The gallbladder stores bile and empties it into the duodenum. The pancreas, this secretes insulin when sugar levels are high and glucagon when blood sugar levels are low. It also secretes a pancreatic juice into the duodenum for digestion. The small intestine is made up of 4 parts. The duodenum, which is another word for food in digestion, mixes with bile, making bicarbonates to increase pH. Then the duodenum, this absorbs a small amount of nutrients. The ileum, which absorbs most of your vitamin B12, your salts, and bile, and then finally the cecum, which is a pouch that connects to the small intestine to the large. The large intestine, it also has 4 parts to it. It's mainly used for absorbing water, salts, and then storing feces ready to go to the sigmoid colon, which is a muscle which contracts and moves it to the rectum. The rectum is where your feces sits and waits ready for defecation from the anus. The chemical functions within the digestive system. Naturally occurring enzymes are an important part of the digestive system in the human body. Without them, the body wouldn't get the nutrients. The human body creates enzymes from the mouth, the stomach, the small intestine, and the pancreas. Enzymes break down carbohydrates, proteins, and fats found in food to help the body absorb the nutrients that they make. The 3 main types of digestive enzymes are amylase, which is the breakdown of carbs into the sugar molecule; lipase, which works with bile from the liver to break down fats; and protease, which turns protein into amino acids and keeps bacteria out of the intestines. Other enzymes in the digestive system are amylase, which we spoke about, is in saliva and happens in the mouth and breaks down carbs. The saliva also contains pectin, which helps. Peptidase is an important for breakdown of proteins. Sucrose is used to break down sugar and turns it into fructose and glucose, and this happens in the small intestine. Maltase is made and given out in the small intestine, and then it turns maltose into glucose. And lactase breaks up lactose into two simple sugars, so it's easier to be absorbed in the small intestine. Enzymes are also made to fit what they are reacting with, like puzzle pieces. As soon as they attach, they break down the molecule, which helps them be absorbed. Also, enzymes work their best when the body temperature is around 37 degrees. Two other things that affect enzymes and how they work are pH level and concentration. Why is diet important to good human nutrition? A healthy diet, including all the dietary requirements each day, are good for the digestion system because it prevents malnutrition. It reduces the risk of heart diseases, strokes, diabetes, and some types of cancer. Meeting your daily recommended allowance gives your body the right amount of nutrients needed for perfect bodily function or homeostasis. It is also linked to a better immune system and it is essential for prolonged health and longevity. The histology of the stomach, duodenum and ileum. The stomach is a hollow organ placed between the esophagus and the duodenum. It is used to store and process food. There are 4 layers: the mucosa, which is the innermost layer, the submucosa, which surrounds the mucosa and has blood vessels, collective tissue and nerves. The muscularis externa, this has the most mass of the stomach, and the serosa, which is the outer layer. The duodenum is the top part of the small intestine that is connected to the stomach, the main place in which iron is absorbed during digestion. There are also 4 layers, the same as the stomach on the first 3, the mucosa, submucosa and muscularis externa, and then the 4th is the adventitia. This has Brunner glands. These secrete a mucus containing bicarbonate, which neutralizes the stomach acid. It also mixes bile and enzymes from the pancreas to absorb water and electrolytes alongside other nutrients. The ileum. This is the final part of the small intestine and it is very highly coiled to slow down chyme, increasing nutrition absorption. It is about 11.5 foot long and it has the same layers as the stomach. The characteristic of the ileum is that it has Peyer's patches. These pick up antigens and transport them to antigen presenting cells, which help absorb vitamin B12, fats and bile salts. The main function of the liver during digestion. The main functions are it produces bile, which carries away waste and breaks down fats. It processes nutrients absorbed by the small intestine. It stores carbohydrates and fats. It detoxifies and cleans the blood using enzymes. And it produces proteins for blood plasma and making of cholesterol. The 7 requirements of a human balanced diet. The first is carbs. These are a key source to help keep us moving. They are needed in large and consistent quantities and are required every day. And they are one of the 3 macronutrients needed by the body. They are formed by molecules called saccharides. Carbs can be broken into glucose. There are 3 types of carbohydrates: sugars, which are naturally occurring in foods such as fruit and veg. These raise your blood sugar level quickly. There's starch, which is in bread, pasta and rice, and they are processed slower, so it keeps your blood sugar levels consistent. And fibre. Unlike the other 2, it doesn't break down in the body and it just passes through the digestive system. This is found in some vegetables, fruits and nuts. The second is protein. This is one of the most essential nutrients for our bodies because it has so many uses in cell healing, body's repairing its tissues, building muscle. Protein is also a part of every single cell in your body. It's made up of chains of amino acids. Proteins can also be used to replace fats and carbs to make energy. Fats. These have multiple roles in the body, and they're also present in every cell, making up cell walls and intracellular membranes. There are 4 groups of fats: monounsaturated, which are found in oils like nut oils, like peanut and olive oils; polyunsaturated fats, which are found in sunflower oils and some fish and seeds; saturated fats, which are found in animals, both meat and dairy products, like butter and cream; and trans fats, which are oils that are found in processed foods, like fast food. There are 2 fatty acids that are vital to the body: the linoleic acid and the alpha-linoleic acid. Fats are really needed by your body when we grow and when we are unwell. Fats are used by the body for temperature regulation, energy storage, absorbing vitamins, glucose production, nerve function, and low intensity exercise energy. Fibre is found in the outer wall of plants like fruit, seeds, and vegetables. They contain no calories but bulk out food, which all aids in digestion. It is essential for regulating your stool function and helping the large intestine absorbing water. There are 2 categories of fibre: soluble, which dissolve in water and become gel-like to soften stools, lower cholesterol, and feel fuller for longer. Insoluble, they don't dissolve in water and they just transport straight through the digestive system. Vitamins. Vitamins are organic compounds which cause many different reactions in our bodies. There are 2 groups: fat solubles, that can only be used in the presence of fat, but they stay in the body for longer. Examples of these are vitamin A, which support eyesight and immune system, healthy skin, and are found in dairy and kale. And vitamin K, this helps your blood clot and wound healing, and these are also found in eggs, meat, cheese, and liver. The second type of vitamin is water soluble, which means they can be used in the presence of water and they're used by the body faster. So they are stored in smaller quantities. An example of vitamins are vitamin C, which promote cell development, tissue repair, and are also an antioxidant. Folate, these help red blood cells synthesize and normal growth. Minerals. These are an inorganic material that are found in nature. They're needed to maintain levels of fluid in and out of all cells, and they also convert food into usable substances and support bone growth. There are also 2 types of minerals: macro minerals, which are needed by the body in a larger quantity, for example calcium, magnesium, potassium, and sodium; and the second type is trace elements or micro minerals, which are needed in smaller quantities, such as copper, iron, manganese, and zinc. Water. This is the 7th requirement. This is vital to your body, and your body cannot store water, so it needs to be regularly consumed every day. It is needed for the growth and health of all your cells. It is your main moisture balance in your skin. It maintains your blood pressure, aids digestion, provides oxygen and nutrients to all your cells. Your body can only survive a few days without water. The effects of dietary imbalances. Lack of water leads to dehydration. Symptoms include dry, cracked lips, constipation, dark, smelly urine, feeling thirsty, headaches, and dizziness. Malnutrition occurs when a person doesn't get the right amount of nutrients to be able to function at a healthy rate. There are 2 types: acute malnutrition, which means that you are at immediate risk of illness, complications, or even death; and chronic, which is where someone doesn't have the right amount of nutrients over a long period of time, and it can it's gone on for a while. Starvation is a lack of or no food and is a severe imbalance. Symptoms include anemia, dizziness, tiredness, bloated stomach, increased heart rate, severe weakness, and muscle wastage. Obesity is an imbalance but is caused by too much food. Symptoms include excess weight gain, high BMIs, high blood pressure, struggling to breathe, joint pain, skin problems, and sometimes death. Cholesterol is when you have too much low density lipoprotein. This can cause heart disease. This is when the LDP builds up in the arteries and causes them to narrow, reducing your blood circulation. The consequences of nutrient deficiencies include metabolic disturbances, fragile skin, poor appetite, and makes you prone to infection. Iron deficiency is one of the most common deficiencies in the world. It causes anemia, which it also causes tiredness, weakness, and a weakened immune system. A deficiency in magnesium can cause migraines, muscle cramps, and an abnormal heart rhythm. Consuming a healthy, well-balanced diet can prevent the risk of diseases such as cardiovascular disease, type 2 diabetes, high blood pressure, and some cancers. However, every person's diet will be different depending on where they are from and what they have access to. The World Health Organization have reported that at least half of a person's daily intake should be carbohydrates, up to 65%. Also, that at least 400 grams of fruit and veg must be consumed a day. They say that no more than 30% of fats and 5 grams of salt each day is recommended. It has been well documented that if you consume a healthy diet and have a certain amount of exercise a day, you should be at lesser risk of contracting the diseases named above. The NHS has also got an opinion on what should be consumed each day and have produced an Eat Well plate diagram to show you. This is a slide to show your Eat Well plate. In conclusion, I've explained the digestive system and organs involved, including the chemical processes of digestion. I've looked at the stomach, duodenum and ileum in a histology view and explained how important the liver is in digestion. I've looked at the 7 requirements of a healthy diet, including looking at what happens if you don't get the right amount of nutrients. I've also looked at what the NHS and World Health Organization recommend for a healthy diet, which should prevent some nasty diseases. I hope you have enjoyed my presentation and have a good idea on how the digestive system works and why it is important to have a well-balanced diet. Thank you.